Okay, here's one I know that's gonna cause some controversy. It's smoking Jesus. I'm not smoking again because I'm not a chain smoker, but you can imagine if it, sexually arouses you that I am holding the phallic symbol in my mouth and sucking upon its teat. However, this video is going to be about John Cena, and I think this is going to be controversial because actually I want to talk about John Cena currently, his current status in the WWE, and what I think the problems are with him. And also, I feel I'm asking the YWC, and please feel free to comment if we're not being a little bit too hard on the guy. Why do I say this? I think there's this notion that he is single-handedly ruining the WWE, and I think that's completely outrageous. One, I'll say this. As much as I dislike John Cena, I really don't see anybody in the current roster who has as much charisma as him. For instance, he was booed out of the Hall of Fame. I can't remember who he was presenting or inducting someone into the Hall of Fame. It was Perry the Fridge something. I should put a link to that video down there, because I actually thought, he was being booed and everything. And at one point he decided to, do a little introduction, and it was immaculate. It was brilliant. I don't know why he can't translate the charisma he presented there into the WWF, and he did this whole, mock intro of Perry the Fridge something, who was in the Royal Rumble in 93 or something. And it was fantastic, and I just thought, well, what's the problem with this guy? Why can't he, I haven't been watching wrestling for a while, so I didn't understand what's the problem with this guy. And here's the thing, the current roster, just looking at that Hall of Fame video, what he did there, nobody in the current roster can do. And please do look it up if I can't figure out how to link it. And you haven't seen it. No one in the current... Ryback couldn't do what he did. Sheamus couldn't do what he did. And turn around people who are booing him so heavily, and turn them around. So actually, I even heard, apart from the wrestlers who gave him a clap, I even heard some people in the top, clapping him after that. They were like, okay, the guy nailed it. No matter what you think about him in the WWF and how he sucks, he nailed it. Let's think about this. Does he deserve the position he's in now? I actually think he does. I think he does deserve it. I don't think he's doing the best possible thing he can do with that position he has now. And I don't think he's doing himself any justice, because I personally think if he continues on the way he is going, the propaganda machinist side of the WWE, if the WWE is around in 10, 20 years, he's going to be seen as a Lex Luger character. Sorry, not the Superman, but a Lex Luger character. That cheesy, awful, can't cut a promo, can't wrestle guy who was just a complete gimmick. And I really think he's going to have that status. If he doesn't do something, and shake things up a bit at the moment. But does he deserve to be in the position he is in now? Well, yeah. He didn't get there you know, like, you know, as much as he has kept people down while he is on the top, and there's probably going to be some, you know, in future some leaks about like how he was in the, you know, the dressing room and whatever, or the locker room rather. I'm sure there'll be people like Dolph Ziggler and whatever, once they disappear, who are bitching about John Cena and all the politicking he did. But you know, the fact is, the way he got to the top is through his Doctor of Thugonomics gimmick. Okay? And Smoking Jesus says that Doctor of Thugonomics gimmick was good. It was good. It was funny. It was, you know, and it caught on to what was going on at that time. You know, this cheesy white kid who, you know, like thinks he's black and, you know, and is rapping, but can rap actually fairly well. You know, it wasn't like bad raps, and he wrote those raps himself. You know, it's not like he had a team of writers do it for him. He wrote the raps himself. He performed them well, and his in-ring style. And this is one thing that, you know, he's completely lost. His in-ring style matched the character. You know, so I remember like before it was like he used to have this almost like brawling style, and you know, like as soon as he got on someone, he'd never let, you know, he's like a dog, like he'd caught the scent and he'd just keep coming after them. And it was a really good heel, you know, and very different heel approach to wrestling. So it was good. I think he was a fantastic heel, and you know, he was so good that people you know, caught on to him and thought, you know, actually this is our guy. Unfortunately, I didn't think so. I back then I didn't really think that much of him. I thought he was good, but I didn't think he compared to the Attitude Era guys at all. I was like, you know, he's funny, but he's no Rock, you know, or he's no Stone Cold. I didn't think he was on that, you know, or even Hulk Hogan, you know, he didn't compare, like, to me, to them. So I was, you know, and I saw him from the beginning because I'm a huge Kurt Angle fan, and I saw him from the beginning when he had his first match with Kurt Angle, and Kurt Angle pretty much put him over and made him look really good. And that was before his Doctor of Thugonomics gig, and it just a, you know, he came in, this ruthless aggression guy, and it was kind of, he looked kind of lame. So I saw him from there, and I was like, I don't know, there's something goofy about this guy, like, no matter what, like, it just, after I saw him do that, I just was like, this guy is never going to be a great babyface, a great representation. You know, I didn't even think along that line. So even when I saw him as the Doctor of Thugonomics, I thought, okay, good, he's going to have a couple of championship reigns, but I don't know if he's going to become like the face of the company. But he has, and he deserves it for that. What he's doing now with that is ruining his own legacy, because I don't even hear people talk about that anymore, really. They just talk about Super Cena. And it's like they just ignore that he actually did have some talent and genuinely had a way of connecting with fans. Now all they talk about is his bizarre promos. I mean, I saw a promo of his recently where he was talking to some woman in the crowd and some child in the crowd. And he was saying he plays computer games, and is this kid the one he plays computer games on? And it really was bizarre. It struck me as some like paedophilic, desperate attempt to get, you know, the kids behind him. And I really felt uncomfortable watching it. It was really, really, really bizarre. I think it was quite possibly could be a candidate for the worst promo in WWE history. I really do think it is a candidate for that. So I get what people are saying. But also, I just want to defend him on this. Like, people keep talking about these 5 moves of doom, and like how it's just sucky and, you know, whatever. And to some extent that's right. But Mm, I don't know where people get the idea that, I mean, baby faces have always been like that throughout the history. I mean, look at Hulk Hogan. You can't take anything away from Hulk Hogan because he had 5 moves of doom. Um, if he's good at being what he's doing and he's got the charisma to do it, then great. You know, 5 moves. The Rock, one of my favorites, had 5 moves to do. Not many guys in the WWF who have reached the top status have been great wrestlers. Um, you know, even someone like Ric Flair, who again I love, his technical ability is pretty much overrated. You know, like what does he actually do? He does some slaps, he does the figure four leg lock, he does a superlex. Um, Again, you know, but he's a great in-ring storyteller, which you know I can't judge too much of Cena on. But I do think Cena, I don't think he's a terrible wrestler in the way that people say. I mean, he does what he does because he's the babyface, and the babyface either has like the Stone Cold kind of hard babyface who's a bit of a ring general, or like the Bret Hart technician kind of babyface. Well, you have that babyface who's like comes back from the brink of being beaten and then finally, you know, like wins, like The Rock and John Cena. The Rock does pretty much the exact same thing when he was a babyface. To be fair to The Rock, he was a better wrestler as a heel, but so was John Cena a better wrestler as a heel. I mean, in terms of the style, not that they were technical, but their style, their flair in the way they did their moves. So again, you know, I don't get that 5 moves of doom thing, because I think that's a ridiculous argument. Even if you want to say you hate John Cena, you can't use 5 moves of doom, because like so many wrestlers, great wrestlers in the history of the business have had like pretty much 5 moves of doom. Um, as far as you know, going on to the next thing, what he's doing and burying people, absolutely agree. I think it's awful. You know, this guy's just winning every match. He's not even all right. He sells a lot of merchandise, but he's killing the ratings. They're putting him in the top 20 wrestlers of all time. And he, you know, if he had any at all respect for himself and respect for the business, he would have refused to be put in the top 20 of all time. He would have said, actually, look, mate, look, like, what are you trying to say? Like, at this moment in my career, I'm as good as Ric Flair, or I'm as good as Mick Foley, or I'm as good as, you know, Kurt Angle, the person who trained me, or I'm as good as, you know, just the list goes on. You know, he should have just said no. I mean, I'm only going to get more flack from it from fans by being put that high than not. So, you know, there's that. There's this, just the whole propaganda machine around him is what pisses me off. But I don't think it's his. I think the guy's young. I mean, he's as young as me, and we're all stupid when we're young. We don't think things through properly when we're young. And there are older people in the business who should know better and who should be helping him, because he does have the charisma to be great, but he's ruining it. He's ruining it, and the WDE are watching him drown slowly in his own bullshit. And you know, the product is pretty lame at the moment as well. I mean, they've got Ryback and Sheamus on the top, and I wouldn't, I'd just about hire those guys to clean my toilet. Like, I really think they should be bodyguards or something like that. They don't deserve or should never be on TV. So then there's CM Punk, who's, you know, he just doesn't seem like a larger than life character to me, but I think he's got potential. And there's The Miz, who I think is completely underrated, and people are just like so like I don't know why they're treating him like that. In the YWC and elsewhere, the guy deserves a lot more respect than he gets because he's very, very good on the mic. He's not like anything special yet, but he could be. So they need to look after those guys because they're the future of their business, and I think they're ruining John Cena. And yeah, I haven't got much time left, so that's it.